Last time on Varrick World. After having had some time to relax from the crazy attack on Earth Rumble 89, Marion made a new gizmo for Spider Batman, a grappled gauntlet launcher thingy that should have a lot of various interesting uses moving forward that we'll have to see. It is just as good as the glider suit. Interpret that to mean what it will. While that was happening, Chen was off having a date with Kimiko, and discovered that maybe Kimiko has feelings for him as well? Intrigue. But then he arrived back home to find his new package from Marion on the doorstep, and also to discover a note, a mysterious note from a mysterious figure, saying that if Chen wanted answers, he should go to find Marion's magnum opus project that he was working on. And so, Chen found Marion in the middle of a dream. Marion was dreaming about a toy shop when he was a young child, but in his dream that toy shop caught fire. What does that mean? We'll probably maybe find out eventually, maybe. And then they all got together and decided that it was time to search out this whatever thing that it was that Marion had been working on, the secret attraction. And it turns out it wasn't just a finger trap, it was an entire miniature world underneath Varrick World. And when they entered inside, they got locked in by a mysterious figure and sent down 3 separate paths in this currently in progress attraction. Grandma Halmeoni met with her old friend Loeb Seng from the spirit world, who tried to encourage her to come back and fight for her right to be in the spirit world. But at the end of that track, discovered something that was meant for Marion, an invitation by a mysterious shadowy figure named Ghazal Rul to join with the Grey Lotus. Marion found something that was meant for Grandma Halmeoni, a strange tableau of spirits running towards the humans and the humans running away in terror. And Spider Batman found a hall of family lineages of the royal Fire Nation family, one leading down to the current Fire Lord Izumi, with the claims that they are an unjust ruling family, and the other leading down towards Ghazal Rul himself. And when Chen reached the room at the end of his tunnel, he found Slim Wicklock tied up in a chair, and as soon as he removed the gag, water started rushing into all 3 of these chambers. Our heroes are in peril! What's going to happen? Let's find out here in the world of Varrick World. What's shaking, everybody? You're listening to ImpTab Avatar, Varrick World, the Avatar Legends actual play where we make up almost everything on the spot. I'm Ned Wilcock, your host and GM, and today I'm joined by...
Connor Wood, real-life pyromancer.
Justin Porter, a.k.a. JP, and I'm just riding white and nerdy.
And Thomas Ryan, my prediction is that Ghazal Rul is going to be a mummy.
Okay.
Gaz.
You know, I will take that prediction into consideration, and we'll see if that ends up happening.
The best jokes are the ones you have to explain.
Yep.
Yes.
It's funnier when you explain it.
Everyone knows that.
Well, we'll just get right back into the high-octane action that's currently taking place. Water is rushing into all 3 of these chambers. Who would like to act first?
Well, has Slim Pickens been, or Slim Pickens, has Slim, have I released Slim from his current predicament?
Yeah, so you get in there, you slash away his bindings, and he stumbles up to his feet and looks at the water rushing in and says, "Spider Batman, you gotta save me! I've always wanted to be saved by a real-life superhero just like in the comics!"
Yes, of course, citizen. Let's make it down this way while the water's running. Let's keep running. And so I take him, or have him follow me to run down the hallway.
All right.
Because I am not picking him up.
That is a good idea. He would be a difficult person to pick up. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make a 6 clock for us, and I'm going to call it Escape.
Nice.
So, what does it look like as you try to escape from this rushing water?
I'm just like high kicking as I'm running through the water, I guess. Mm-hmm. Just kind of, and then I also want to assess the situation as I'm running to see if there's any way I can stop this.
Yes, very good. Roll to assess the situation.
7.
Okay. Which, I just realized, the answer to your second question that you asked at the end of your assess the situation from last session, who's the biggest threat? It's Ghazal Rul. Surprise.
Surprise.
If you weren't aware, it's Ghazal Rul.
Yeah. All right. So you got a 7 on that roll, you said?
Uh-huh.
So you get to ask one of these questions.
What here can I use to get us out?
Yeah, so as you're rushing down, you can see that there are more pipes that are on the sides, like beyond the walls of this tunnel. You hear more bursting, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to get out through that way, but you're like, okay, there's stuff going on the other sides of these walls, and you look up and you see a grating up above you, and you realize you might be able to get out through the ceiling. If you can't get out through these end chambers, if you can't get out through the locked door that you came in through initially, you might be able to get out through the ceiling.
Okay. I want to meet up with Grandma Halmeoni and Marion.
All right, let's have you, as you're doing high knees, trying to rush your way down to the end of the hallway, let's have you rely on your skills and training.
High knees.
That is a 6.
Ooh, boy. So as you are running through, you get blindsided by a blast of water from one of the walls. You hear like a little bit of a gurgling for a moment, and you look up and you're right at the beginning of those family lineage portraits, and you're looking at the very first portrait of the guy that is wearing the crown with the words false ruler underneath it, and you hear a gurgling noise, and his face bursts outward with water, and it slams you up against the other side of the wall. So you are maybe not in the best situation right now. We're going to make a racing 6 clock to go against the escape clock.
Oh no.
And we will call it oh no.
The oh no circle.
Oh dear.
So we are going to tick off 2 segments on the oh no clock for this failure.
Oh no, indeed.
Oh, wait though. You said you got a 6 on that roll?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you get +1 forward because of your assess the situation.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So that brings it up to a partial success, so we're only going to mark 1 tick on each of those clocks.
Perfect.
Booyah.
I'm just like...
Yeah, so you start riding this wave down to the end of the hallway, and Slim is just like skating along on the water behind you. You like got him by his collar, and he's on his back just kind of like floating along on this skid of water. And you get to that convergence point. Let's see what's going on with Marion. You see the water rushing in. What would you like to do?
Oh boy. So my first thought is I have dozens of marionettes out in the main like vestibule of this place. So I want to try my best to preserve those. So I'm gonna try and rush to the entrance of the little tea hall, and I'm gonna try and just seal it, squinch it like a little can.
Yeah, let's have you rely on your skills and training.
Hoo-ah! Okay. Cha-cha! 3, a 5, and a +2. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Haha!
Okay, perfect. We're going to mark 2 ticks on the escape clock.
Booyah.
So we're currently at 3 left on the escape, 5 left on oh no. What does your expert metal bending look like now that you are protecting that which is so meaningful to you? What does it look like as you save these marionettes?
I'm gonna treat this hallway in front of me as if it was like a thin aluminum cylinder and just squish it.
Like twisting a water bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you get out to safety, and then just with all of your strength from all sides, crumple it in.
Booyah.
And you hear the water slamming up against it on the other side where you just were. And you're like, okay, I'm safe for the time being, but then you do hear also the sound of water rushing in down both of the other hallways on either side of you.
Ah, nuts. Okay, well, I'm not gonna try and close those because I think my friends are in them, but...
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking of friends in another hallway, let's go to Grandma Halmeoni.
Well, I was just thinking, why would Ghazal Rule try and hire Marion and then drown him immediately?
He's flirting.
Yep.
I think. It's bad guy stuff. You wouldn't get it.
Supervillain logic. All right, cool. I'm just gonna start running. That's all I got.
All right.
I got the card. I'm getting out of there.
Yeah, let's have you rely on your skills and training to run on these dinky little robot legs.
Cool. That's plus creativity, right?
No, focus for skills and training.
Unless it's my third background.
Oh, there we go.
Which,
Urban,
piloting my mech suit, definitely. So that's a 10.
All right. Full success for you as well. You go rushing off down the hallway, and as you reach that convergence point, you like come skidding across the side, and you see Spider Batman and Slim Wicklock come just like sliding in on their backs into this place on the water, and you see Marion come rushing down as well. And as you're looking around trying to get a lay of the land, you hear a psst coming from up above you, and you look up and you see Loeb Sang has pulled a grate off to the side in the ceiling above you.
My hero, everyone go up!
Oh, well then, let's go. And I take my thrift grips and I shoot up there to see if I can pull us all up.
I'm not going to abandon all my work. I want to try and stay here and close the other 2 tunnels.
Ooh, all right. we're going to create a secondary 4 clock for you, and we're going to call this 4 clock Stop the Flood.
Cool.
So how would you like to attempt to stop the flood?
Well, worked on the first one, so I know they're not in these little tin cans anymore, so I'm gonna try and crush the other two.
All right, let's have you rely on your skills and training.
Okay. Yeah, 12.
12.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so you reach out towards the one that Grandma Halmeoni just came running down, and you crush that one up. You start the water flooding in, and Spider Batman and Grandma Halmeoni, you see that Marion is trying to stop this. You also can try and stop the flood if you would like, or you can try and escape if you would like. That is up to you.
I guess I could assess the situation. I don't know how many times I can do that, but
As many times as you want to.
I would also like to assess the situation.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I got a 7.
All right, so you get one question.
I got 9 for the record.
All right, so you also get one.
What is my best way through this scenario?
That is an interesting question, is it not?
Oh, wait, hold on. Roll it back. What here can I use to stop the flood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my question too.
Yeah, so both of you look into this final tube, and the water, since this was the first one that opened up, it's coming through much more quickly. But you can see that, there's grating up on the ceiling, there's grating down on the floor beneath you as well. So if you were able to open up the floor beneath it, you might find a way for the water to escape downwards before it manages to make its way out here, and give Marion perhaps some time to close that one off as well.
I'm going in. I'm just going to dive down and yoink the grate if I can.
All right, let's have you then. I think since you are rushing directly into the water, I think let's have you push your luck on this one.
All right. Is this an over-the-top and creative stunt?
Seems like it, yeah.
Do a flip into the water.
I'm going to mark a fatigue to use creativity.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's 8.
8, so partial success. You jump down in there, and you're able to start yanking the grate off to the side, and you manage to do so, but in the process, you get kind of caught between the grate and the rest of the stuff going on down underneath the floor. You are currently stuck, and the water is rushing down against you, continuing to pull you further down with it. So we're going to mark one more tick on Oh No.
Oh no.
So we've got 1 tick left on Escape, 1 tick left on Stop the Flood, 4 ticks left on Oh No.
Oh no.
Is the Oh No clock a new campaign starts because we're all dead?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens if we get to that point.
Okay.
Let's find out. I reopen the hallway.
No, yeah. Marion, can you get the other hallway? The one that I just came through?
Yeah, way ahead of you. That's my next attempt. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if we're relying on skills and training.
Yes.
Booyah!
So that being a full success, you manage to clinch off that as well, stop the flood from coming through, and Grandma Halmeoni, you eventually feel the water stop rushing down against you, but your hand is still pinned between that grate and the floor.
Oh, here, let me help you up, Gravity. And I help her up.
All right, so you grab the grate, pull it, and you look up to the tunnel up above you that had been opened up, and there are still lights kind of blaring and flashing, and you can hear footsteps out in the far hallway rushing past the bookshelf that hides the entrance into this secondary room. So we still got 1 tick left on Escape. How would we like to get out of this place?
All right, well, I'm going to thwip grip myself up there.
All right.
And I want to take Slim with me.
Oh, okay, yes. Let's push your luck to see if you can manage to pull Slim out through there with you.
Slim, you're not helping. 7.
All right, so it's going to cost you to do it. You reach down, you grab Slim in one of your arms, you thwip grip up with the other one, and you pull yourself. And as you do, you manage to make it up to the top, but you can feel your shoulder dislocate from Slim's weight.
No!
No!
Too many Slim specials.
Well, we're both safe, though, right?
Yep.
I turn and I say, guys, here, and I try to thwip grim them up.
Yeah, so with your partial success on that one, that was enough to fill the escape clock and 1 tick on Oh No. So you managed to pull yourself out, and at this point, now that we have the clock filled, you're able to pull your friends up as well with your good arm. And the entire time Slim is just going, I've been saved by a real life superhero. This is the best day of my life.
I want to try to, what they always do. They always push the dislocated shoulder back in. I want to see if I can do that.
Ooh, ow.
All right.
Very Spider-Man and Batman move.
Yeah.
Let's have you push your luck on this one as well.
7, which seems to be my favorite roll today.
Yes, good old lucky 7. So you're able to push it back into place, but as you do, you feel your arm go numb and limp.
Okay, well, I still need to sprint towards the people who had locked us in here, I'm guessing, because we heard those footsteps.
Yeah, so you go rushing off in that direction, and you find you're like in kind of this vent situation. You get to the end, and there is a vent looking down on the hallway beneath you, and you can hear the footsteps getting really, really faint off in the distance.
Oh, dang, did I just miss them?
You might have missed them, depending on how well you roll to rely on your skills and training.
I was gonna say, I want to, it's the grates underneath me. I want to put all my effort and jump on it, see if I can bust it.
All right, give me skills and training for that.
These dice are loaded.
You got a 7?
7, yeah.
It's Jover.
Yeah, so you start jumping up and down on this grate. It's not quite giving, and Slim goes, "Don't worry, I gotcha." And he jumps on top of the grate, and it busts out a lot quicker than you were expecting, and you all just kind of like fall in this jumble on the ground. So you've made it down into the hallway, but you look down at the far end, and there's absolutely no movement that you can see. You have lost the people who are running down this hallway.
Well, I guess. Are you all right, Slim?
I'm more than all right. This is, I've said it many times, but it bears repeating, the best day of my life.
Well, that makes one of us.
How you doing there? You look a little bit fatigued, maybe, from that dislocated shoulder. I'm going to mark another fatigue on your sheet real quick.
Yeah, I'm not doing too good.
What? It's only a dislocated shoulder.
Probably should get some medical attention.
Probably. Here, let me bring you up to my favorite medical tent. They help me with my gastrointestinal problems all the time.
Thanks, Slim.
So, yeah, all of you have made it out, but you can hear the sirens are continuing to blare, and it seems like, perhaps some engineers are going to be showing up soon to try and figure out what's going on.
Okay, well, I want Slim to show me where this tent is, I guess.
Okay, so we all go rushing out of this place. Marion and Grandma Halmeoni, do you follow along to the medical tent, or are you off doing your own things?
Yeah, I'll come along. I want to make sure not Chen is okay.
Before Marion goes off, I'm going to stop him while we're alone and pull the card out of my sleeve and hand it to him and say, "I think you forgot something, dearie."
Oh, was I supposed to go down the hallway with the puppets?
Weirdly enough.
Huh. Okay, well, thanks for this.
You've been recruited into the Grey Lotus, dear.
Oh.
Don't make any foolish mistakes.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I'm gonna have to sleep on that one.
Yeah, that seems wise.
I pocket the calling card.
Okay, let's go save Not Shen.
Yeah. Let's make sure his arm's okay.
Not Shen. All right. So, yeah, Slim leads you up to the top area and right towards this medical tent. It's the 24-hour urgent care medical tent and pulls you in through the door, and you see this doctor sitting on the other side. Looks up from a desk and says, "Yes, hello, how can I Spider Batman?"
Yes, it's me. I just need someone to help me with my dislocated shoulder here.
He's got an arm just hanging there.
Yeah, real quick, just roll to plead with an NPC, and then something will happen based off of how well you roll.
Can you please fix my arm?
That is a 10.
10, okay.
Hey.
There it is.
Yeah, so Slim helps you up to the counter, and the doctor says, "Now don't worry, I am an ethical person. Other doctors might have tried to get a look under the mask, but I respect you too much."
And I do appreciate that.
And so, yeah, doctor pulls you into the back room, and we're going to, with this doctor's assistance, I'm going to roll to see how good this doctor does, just kind of a fortune roll. This doctor does really, really well. We're going to clear off 3 of the fatigue that you have marked.
Dang.
He just throws me a sensu bean.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so you're feeling a lot better. Your arm is functional and moving again. And the doctor says, "Now, how on earth did this happen to someone like you, Spider Batman?"
Well, you see, it's a funny story. What's that over there? And I point behind him.
Yep, he looks behind him. Slim looks behind him as well. And when they turn around, you have disappeared.
And then that is it. I just disappear.
Are Grandma Halmeoni and I alone?
We're just standing in the tent.
Well, I don't need any medical attention. Good to see you, Doc.
And I am a robot. And I'll start walking away.
All right. So, yeah, it is past midnight at this point. What would you all like to do?
I need to get some rest, I guess. Need to take care of myself so I can fight crime another day.
I need to find a new place for my secret workshop because this one is half flooded and incredibly compromised, apparently.
Yes.
So I guess I'm going to look at a map of the park and think, where can I put my stuff?
All right. Yeah, let's have you rely on your skills and training, I suppose, to find a good new location.
Okie dokie. 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. So partial success. You do manage to find an area that hasn't already been used, but it's right underneath the newly created police station.
Goose darn it. That is... have to sleep on this one too, because that seems like a bad plan. Oh well. Back to my bed/office. Go I.
All right.
I'm gonna start working on faces. I need a face for my bot. Specifically, I want to make an old lady face and a Marion face.
That's me.
All right. Let's have you rely on your skills and training for the old lady face first.
Okay. That is 10.
Hey.
10. You make a very convincing looking old lady face.
I'm a convincing old woman. Finally.
And now the Marion face.
Oh yes. You ready for snake eyes? Here it is.
Let's go.
12.
Okay.
Wow.
It looks better than I do.
Way better than I expected.
So basically, we have to aim for a bad roll to get a good one. Got it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the trick.
You look like Marion with stage makeup on.
Wow.
Like
Cool.
it's a glow up that we got here.
Now I just gotta work on the voice. Or I can make a voice synthesizer. I think that would help a lot.
A voice synthesizer, you say?
Yeah. I'm gonna add that to my long-term project list.
All right.
Nice.
I feel like that's gonna be complicated.
Yeah, I'll make, in fact, let's make a 6 clock. I mean, long-term projects technically don't exist in this game, but we're already stealing a lot from Blades in the Dark for this anyway. So,
Blades in the Dark is an awesome system.
that it is. So we're going to make a 6 clock called Voice Synthesizer.
Sweet.
Can I roll to see if I make some good headway?
Yep, let's rely on your skills and training.
All right, here we go. Snake eyes. 11.
Oh my god.
Which is technically Snake Eyes, but merged.
Yes. So we're going to mark off 2 ticks on the voice synthesizer.
Good heavens. All right, shoot for ones, boys. That's that's how you're getting out of here.
Yeah.
Apparently.
All right, and so everybody goes to rest for the night. And the following morning, is there anything that any of you would like to do based off of the things that you observed while you were down there underneath?
I mean, when I go to work, I'm every time I'm like dancing, doing my normal thing as Nukchuk, but then I get super serious and look at somebody and try to analyze if it's if they're telling the truth, see if I can tell if they're not part of the Grey Lotus, to everybody, even kids and stuff.
Eyes are always on the fritz.
Yeah.
All right, let's have you rely on your skills and training.
Okay, aim for Snake Eyes.
Yeah, shoot for Snake Eyes.
Snake eyes, baby.
Yeah, actually, let's say skills and training or assess the situation. I could also see that working.
I mean, I got +1s for everything, so it's the same. But I'm gonna do assess the situation. And I got a 8.
8, so you get 1 question.
What should I be on the lookout for?
All right, yeah, you are looking at people, watching around, just completely on edge. And at one point, you find yourself in the Fire Nation section of the park. And you look at, there's kind of this Hall of History sort of place. And you're like, who are those people that I saw in those portraits the other day?
Yeah, I want to go study that.
So you step inside as Nuktuk, and you're just kind of I'm Nuktuk, hero of the South, don't mind me. And you find this section where it's talking about the history of the royal family. We've currently got Fire Lord Izumi, and it talks about the history of the family going back for generations and generations and generations, until eventually you get to the Kyoshi era. And how, at that time, the clans, the Fire Nation clans, had a lot of sway and a lot of power. There was a lot of politicking between them. And at one point, there was a Fire Lord who had 2 sons. Not both from the same mother, one of them a bit more legitimate than the other. There was the son named Zoryu and the son named Sheijin. And Sheijin was the really popular one, even though he wasn't the legitimate heir to the throne. He was very charismatic, people loved him, people wanted him to be the Fire Lord, while Zoryu, the actual legitimate son, was kind of being pushed off to the side. But in a very surprise upheaval, Kiyoshi showed up and she was kind of helping to mediate the situation, it eventually led to something called the Camellia Peony War, which was these two clans kind of like getting supporters behind them. One clan trying to make sure that Zoryu, the rightful son, could become the Fire Lord. The other trying to make sure that Sheijin, this illegitimate child, but the one who seemed much more capable, would end up getting the throne of the Fire Lord. And in a surprising move, the unpopular brother, Zoryu, the rightful son, ended up becoming the Fire Lord. And it is from Zoryu that we eventually get Sozin and Ozai and Zuko and now Fire Lord Izumi. While off on the other side, Sheijin's family kind of went off into obscurity. Not much is known about what their descendants are doing these days.
Well, I just monologue out loud. I'm just like, oh, wow. Okay, so we had ourselves a little civil war back in the day. This is all a lot to take in, to figure out what Gazal-Rul, like how he came back and like what's his end game has something to do with these guys. I know that he was never really one who settled for the history of the Fire Nation, so something that's probably going to come back up again.
Did you monologue all that out loud in the Nuktuk suit?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
So some kid sitting next to you and you're just muttering like, there's civil war in the Fire Nation, and then all these kids...
Like everybody's just like watching. And the best part is, I'm in the thing and like I didn't stop entertaining people. I just started monologuing out loud and all these people are watching me do it.
Some 5-year-old just, there was a civil war? What are you talking about?
Mom, what's the Civil War?
Let's have you make a plead roll, and based on how that goes, something may happen.
Cool.
I should have aimed for double ones. I got a 5.
Oh,
5?
Yep.
Yeah, so you're watching these people around, and you see, there is this one little kid who's like, what are you talking about, civil war? There is no war in the Fire Nation. But you look off kind of behind this little kid, you're like, this kid isn't a member of the Grey Lotus, and you look up just in time to see a figure in they're just kind of wearing a regular looking traveler's cloak, and you notice them pull their hood up and slip out through the entrance and disappear into the crowd.
I try to see if I can find him. I like start pushing through, like start running like cartoony, like Nukchuk would.
You start running along, and this one little kid is like, wait, what do you mean Civil War? And like grabs onto your leg as you're trying to run.
Elaborate now.
I just look at him and I just go, don't forget, kids, stay in school.
And he goes, oh, gross, I don't want to stay in school, and pushes you away.
Do I keep my balance as he pushes me away because I have like an oversized head?
Take 4 fatigue.
Let's have you rely on your skills and training to see if you can stay upright.
Go Snake Eyes.
Come on, Snake Eyes.
Okay, well, I got an 8.
Oh.
8,
Yep.
Partial success. So kind of like you fall onto your side, but then you bounce off of the big foam head and kind of spin all the way back up until you're on your feet again. And you're feeling very kind of disoriented, and you're looking around outside. You can't see where this figure went, but you see down on the ground in front of you is a little slip of paper.
Oh, well, I pick up that slip of paper and I look at it.
And it has written on it, gray as the ash from which a new force shall rise. The children of Sheijin shall find their rightful place.
And I pocket that real fast and just go about my day. I guess go back and start acting like Nukchuk while I ponder all this.
Yes. So that is our pondering based off of what Chen saw. Grandma Halmeoni and Marion, any pondering you want to do based on what each of you saw down underneath?
Yes. I am looking at the notes and sketches I did of the hallway with all the kind of symbolism and stuff around the spirit realm. So I am looking at the card that Grandma Halmeoni gave me, and I'm looking at my notes there. I'm just kind of considering, and I have decided that my next step before going to this meeting, if I do go to this meeting, is I want to find a way to leverage. I want to have some sort of upper hand going into the meeting. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for more information on the Grey Lotus, and specifically how I can manipulate that in my favor.
All right. Let's have you rely on your skills and training.
Word. Okay, 13.
13. Oh,
Hot
boy.
dog.
Yeah, baby.
Dang.
I took good notes.
So you start thinking about like, okay, what would I do if I were the head of an incredibly shady, like, shadow organization trying to dismantle things? And you think to like, okay, the Grey Lotus is working with the Unmakers, the people that I am ostensibly working for, but via contacts through them, I'm technically working for the Grey Lotus already, but now they want me like directly involved with what they got going on here.
Okay.
What are they trying to unmake? What tactics would I use if I were in their situation? And you think about the current sort of climate going on between the spirits and the humans. There's still a lot of tension going on there.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, if I wanted to really scare some people, I would probably try to incite the spirits to attack, to create some chaos in that regard.
Okay. So, that is really good to know. I want to have a talk with Grandma Halmeoni, but I don't know what she's up to / if she's still working on her really good faces.
I'm currently rooting around in your dresser. I'm trying to steal some clothes.
Oh, hey, girl. Quick question for ya. What could incite the spirits to attack humanity? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, if humans attack the spirits.
Okay.
Long time ago, before I was born, the spirits and humans did not get along super well. That was back when Avatar 1 was doing his thing.
Right.
There was a lot of conflict there, so really, if they just came and attacked, that would be enough.
That sounds bad. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. I know very little about the spirit world, but I can tell you all
It
about
would need to be more of like a large-scale invasion, because, Avatar Koruk came in and he was killing spirits, and then there was Yoon, and he wasn't really attacking, but he did eat one of the spirits. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Got it.
yeah.
Okay, well,
War would do it, yeah.
war'll do it. Good to know.
Is this a good shirt? Is this one you wear a lot?
It's got...
Is it? I just want to know, is this quintessential Marion?
Yes, it's a nut tuck shirt that I've been using as a sleeping / work / paint shirt, so it's got grease and
Perfect. What about these pants? They're a little tight on the robot body, but I think they'll do fine.
Oh, those are my runners. I don't run anymore, I just tinker, so they're all yours.
Awesome, thank you.
Anytime, Grammy.
Now I've got Marion clothes and a Marion face. I monologue internally.
Very good. Okay. I don't know. I guess I look at the card. Is the meeting time soon?
Yes.
Okay, well.
It's narratively expedient.
Yeah. Well, I just looked at my clock and it said it's narrative expediency o'clock, so I'm gonna go to this location near the Air Tribe portion of the park.
Yes. So by this point, we've gone through like most of the rest of the day. In fact, if there's anything that the rest of you want to do before this following day is over, let me know before we get into this one. Anything from you guys?
Nope. I think I just keep going on through the day. Let this narrative push forward.
All right.
So I'm going to dress up as Marion, face and clothes. Obviously, I don't got the voice down. But I'm going to follow him sneakily. I know where he's going, but if he needs a double, I'm going to be around.
Sick.
All right. So when the lights start going out, as you approach the Air Nomad area, this is a part of the park that closes down a little bit earlier than the others because, that's a very Air Nomad sort of thing, early to bed, early to rise, etc. And so, like, the Gimbop stand that you're meeting behind, that's shut down for the night. This entire section of the park is essentially kind of quiet, dark, nothing really going on here, not even really any patrons going around. And so, Marion, as you approach this Gimbop stand, you see a figure standing in the shadows, and as you get closer, you see the figure turn towards you and start lifting up higher than you were expected on a set of 5 mechanical arms.
Oh, boy. Well, Professor, I didn't think I was going to see you again so soon.
Well, it appears that you have heard the invitation and you have come to respond.
That I have. I gotta say, I'm a little nervous about this meeting here. It feels not quite as subtle as I was hoping, but what do you have for me today?
We have an offer to you for membership within the inner circle of the Grey Lotus.
And why would I, a humble Imagineer here at Varrick World, want to work for the Grey Lotus?
Because we are going to bring about what always should have been.
Now you're speaking my language. Look, this is not me accepting this candidacy, but what do you need me to do?
We just need you to make sure that our routes into the inner workings of Varrick World are always open, to plant something here and there for us, to act as a mole, a man on the inside for us.
Speaking of being a mole, am I somewhere I can sneakily hear all this?
Let's have you roll to trick an NPC to see how close you can get.
8.
All right, so you get to pick one. They stumble, take +1 forward to acting against them. They act foolishly, I tell you what additional opportunity they give you, or they overcommit, they are deceived for some time.
Deceived for some time. I don't want them knowing I'm listening.
All right.
Cool.
So yep, you're able to get close enough that you can hear the entirety of this conversation.
Okay, color me interested. I do believe that ultimately we have the same or a similar boss. So I can't guarantee that all of your requests will be met, but I think I can do what you're asking.
Then perhaps I can give you a little bit more information about the ultimate goals of our organization.
That would be useful.
We see all around us instability betwixt the four nations. We see inequality betwixt the four nations. Fire Lord Sozin had maybe the right idea, but not the right execution. And how could he, when he was not of the proper bloodline, the proper lineage? He came from a weaker son. He came from the blood of Fire Lord Zoryu, not the blood of Fire Lord Sheijin, who should have sat upon that throne. If Fire Lord Sozin had the proper divine right behind him, he would have succeeded in spreading the prosperity of the Fire Nation to the other nations. And now we see all of this instability. We see King Wu at the head of a floundering and flagging nation, still trying to pull itself up by the bootstraps from Kuvira's attack with the Earth Empire. We see two water tribes on opposite ends of the world trying to integrate themselves, but they just had a civil war themselves. We see 4 air temples trying to gather in the new airbenders to one place, but they're having a hard time of it too. We just need someone who has the right mindset to step in and unify everybody. We need someone like Ghazal Rule.
Unity. I like that idea. Our colorful Varrick world has sort of blossomed into a keystone of culture, so where better than here? Okay, you've got yourself a deal, and I hold out my hand. I'll act as a mole, I'll keep the occasional door open, but I still act for the Unmakers.
And she reaches out her actual human hand and shakes yours and says, well, we're going to need to unmake quite a few institutions if we're to replace it with the one true institution.
Hey, that's always been the idea, and I give her a wink.
And she lets go and backs off into the darkness and gives you just a little salute and a nod.
Tatai Shitako, I will keep an eye out for further calling cards. And I am gonna go home to my desk bed.
All right, Grandma Halmeoni, what are you doing?
I gotta talk to Iroh.
Ooh!
I don't know what I'm doing. This is so far beyond what a simple pile of tea can handle. I gotta go back to the spirit world for a bit.
Yeah. So what does your journey to the spirit portal look like?
I mean, right now I'm dressed up like Marion, so I guess I could just walk there.
Yeah, you just start boogieing on your way, flag down a cab or something.
Still figuring out the mechanics of walking, so it's a little herky-jerky, but...
Takes some getting used to.
Like, you seen Men in Black, Edgar?
Yeah.
Like that down the street.
Yeah, let's have you rely on your skills and training to see how well you can pick up on piloting this Marion suit.
That is a 9.
9? Okay, so you're figuring it out. People who know Marion would definitely be able to pick up the difference, but the average person who doesn't know Marion is like, that person's got a funny walk. They must be watching a lot of Monty Python.
As I'm walking, can I swap faces? Can I switch to the grandma face?
Indeed.
I like to imagine that the head just like spins and there's the new face.
It's like those Lego minifigs that have different faces
Yeah.
printed on either side.
Like the front is smiling, the back is frowning.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you approach up to the area where the spirit portal is, and you see there's a couple members of the Republic City Police just kind of patrolling around. There are some protesters off to one side who are talking about how the spirit portal should be closed and Avatar Korra is a false avatar and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Just your standard typical thing.
Who cares?
So you gotta sneak past these guards. Is that your plan?
I will, but I think it's going to be easy. I'm going to go find a cardboard box to stash my body in, and then I'm going to slink over to the spirit portal in T form.
Yeah, you're able to just kind of slither your way through the grass. None of the guards are looking for living tea trying to make its way into the spirit portal.
That's their first mistake.
Exactly.
Bad guards.
And so you slither your way on in, And you know that there are spirits here who don't want to see you around, so you gotta, maintain your cover. Let's have you roll to trick an NPC now that you're back on your home turf.
This is bad for me. I was kicked out for a reason, boys.
Maybe one day we'll find out what that reason is.
Yeah, maybe I will. 7.
7, all right. Choose one. So we get inside here, and you see that there are spirits milling about. Spirits who would recognize you. So, do they stumble, do they act foolishly, or do they overcommit?
They act foolishly.
All right. So I will tell you what additional opportunity they give you. So you start slithering in, and as you're going along, you are trying not to be noticed, but you slither up over some crinkly leaves, and you hear they make a noise. And one of the spirits, a frog spirit, turns and looks at you and goes, "Well, who's that?" And just sticks out its tongue, shoots it right towards you, grabs the leaf that you're on and pulls it in towards him, and then grabs the leaf in his hand with you clinging off it. "Ah, if it isn't Grandma Halmeoni, the traitor. Look at that, everybody."
Hello, I'm back.
And a fox spirit comes slinking up. "Now, you wasn't supposed to come back to the spirit world, and you know what the punishment is for coming back to the spirit world."
Yes, I'm well aware. I'm actually here to turn myself into Iroh.
And they both pause in shock, and they're like, "Oh, okay, let's take you to Iroh then. But you're no funny business along the way," and pulls out a bucket and dumps the leaf into the bucket with you inside of it. And they start carrying you up over the hills, through the valleys, to the place where Iroh has his little home set up. And you feel the bucket get jostled, tossed onto a table, and you hear some conversation going on off to one side, before eventually you see a kindly face appear over the top of the bucket and say, "Grandma Halmeoni, my old friend, I am glad to see you again."
Yes, the feeling is mutual. How are you?
"I am doing well, and perhaps I may be able to help you do better also."
Speaking of doing better, I came back for a reason. There's some, stuff going on back in the overworld. The overworld? The human world.
"Ah, yes. I was able to feel some rumblings flying through the aether towards me. I would offer you a cup of tea to relax, but I feel that would be in poor taste."
No, it's fine. Here, would you like a cup of me?
"Oh, my friend, I have missed you." And as he picks up the bucket and heads into his home, I think that is where we're going to pick up next time.
Oh boy.
Wahoo! Just for everyone back home, I have not established why I was kicked out at all. I have no idea what I did.
So hopefully we'll find out soon here.
Hopefully it's cool. It's not something lame like, I put gum under someone's seat.
It was that.
Ooh. Well, everybody, thanks for listening to ImpTab Avatar. We'll be back next time with more adventures in the world of Varrick World. If you want more, go ahead and subscribe, maybe even give us a review. We would be as happy as a kid who's never going back to school if you go ahead and give us a review on the podcatcher of your choice. Also, all over social media at Improv Tabletop. So if you'd like to connect with us there, maybe you want to talk with Connor about how he is going to mull his way through this one, then don't be afraid to reach out.
Yes.
Now it's time to shout out our next batch of Sticker Club patrons. And the people we're shouting out this week are Tyson Lanzin, Adrian Garneau, and Christine Lines.
Yes!
Wahoo!
Wahoo indeed. These are the people who work at the emergency medical tents situated all around Varrick World.
Actual heroes. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for the sensu bean.
Yes. They've got their own sensu bean garden that they're growing out behind Varrick World where nobody else can see it because nobody can know about this cross-universe healing that they're doing.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Maybe we should get Dragon Ball Z on our list of fate suggestions one of these days.
I mean, if you do, I am all there. That is my jam.
Is it not on there?
I'm gonna look that up right now real quick, in fact.
Dragon Ball Z mixed with Doctor Who.
Mixed with
Goku steals the TARDIS, and he's just trying to find more people to fight so he can be stronger.
Dragon Ball who?
He's just got to go across space and time to find the best fighters.
It just turns into Taika's Fun Punch Club, but in space.
We don't have Dragon Ball on there yet.
Crazy.
Hey, Dragon Ball
Crazy.
is added, and I'm all over that.
Let's go.
Really surprised by that.
All right, yeah, we're just gonna toss that on there right now real quick and see if anything manages advantages to come of that in the future.
Booyah.
But we'll also have more Sticker Club patrons to shout out next week. And if you, dear listener, want to join their ranks, consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/improvtabletop, where you can also get things like Discord access, biannual sticker packs, and more, such as our current ongoing patron-exclusive campaign, Miceborn: The Mouse Ritter Chronicles.
Woo! Nice squeak.
I was just thinking, our next venture for Sticker Club or something, we should make trading cards with all our characters that we've made.
Oh man, a deck of trading cards?
Yeah.
That'd be so good.
Make like a deck building game with our characters. I think that'd be great.
Sounds easy.
Dude, I could get like one of those magic card customizers and like make cards for each of you and put them in the sticker pack or something.
Good heavens.
Yep.
Tap Brimpus to make a banana token.
Oh man, I will think about that. That could be lots of fun.
That'd be so fun.
Well, let's do a round of plugs now. Connor, would you like to take that this time around?
I would love to. First and foremost, big ol' shout out to our sister podcast, iCast Fireball. They're doing a very piratey D&D 5e campaign over there.
Ooh, I love pirates.
Pretty spicy. 7 Cs are there, so. I would like to plug a book that I've been reading lately called Chain Gang All-Stars by Nanakwame Ajabrenya. It is a soft dystopian near future book wherein if you are given a life sentence or the death sentence or anything like that, you can opt in to participate in something called hard sports, where you are effectively performing as a gladiator for 3 years and you can earn your freedom through that. That's the basic idea. The book really shines in the fact that it trades perspectives very, very often and very well. You go from the audience members to the gladiators to the transporter who's driving them from point A to point B. Great story, very well written. I love it a lot. Chain Gang All-Stars.
Right on.
I definitely love Connor's book recommendations. They're great.
Booyah! It's a banger. Thanks, man.
Yeah, go check out those books. And thanks for joining us here in the world of ImpTab Avatar, Varrick World. I'm Ned Wilcock, your host and GM, and I've been joined by...
Connor Wood, reader of books.
Justin Porter, aka JP, and I'm just keeping my eye out for any Grey Lotus members.
Thomas Ryan. I'm scared and confused.
Much love and stuff, everybody. We'll catch you next time on Varrick World. And the other leading down towards Gazar Rul himself. And the voice of Gazar Rul said that... What did the voice of Gazar Rul say? I can't remember exactly.
Izumi's a meanie head. I don't like her.
Yes.
That was it.